So we're back today to do a demonstration to show the difference in a continuous thrust and an initial thrust. All of the rockets that we've done with the students thus far have an initial thrust. They have a one-time force that launches them. And of course, as the rockets launch, gravity continues to pull, the rocket slows down and falls back to the earth. Now I want to use this demonstration to show how much more effective it could be if we could continue that thrust. Much like a real rocket launch, the engines don't go off as soon as the rocket leaves the launch pad. They continue to fight gravity and to provide thrust. So this will give a visual demonstration for students. I've used the same materials we had before, just a piece of board. I've got a box underneath it to elevate it to create a ramp. I've got my two cars, but the only difference is today I included an eye-hole screw into the front of them. Now I only need this in one, but I did it in both so that the mass would be consistent. I didn't want to claim of, oh, that one was heavier because you put the screw on it, to falter what was actually happening. Now on the second, I've actually tied a string into the other end of the string, a weight. So here I just tied a padlock. You can do anything that was heavy. And then I've made the string long enough to reach the end of the table. And the objective here is that if I line the cars up equally and let them go, the ramp will provide an initial thrust for both cars. And so the one car without the string will just have the thrust from the ramp and then will roll out. However, the weight being dropped off the end of the table will continue to provide thrust until it hits the ground. So it'll have an extended thrust that lasts a little bit longer, and we can actually visually see the difference in the kinetic energy. So let me set this up. I'm just gonna hang the weight off the end of the table. And line up both cars. Now I want both cars to be about equal on the ramp. And then I'm going to let go, and we can see what would happen. Now clearly the car with the string attached with the weight had an extreme amount of kinetic energy compared to the one that only got to roll down the ramp. This is because it had thrust for a longer period of time, so it could overcome all of the forces against it much more easily.